the best Minecraft client? This is a question I've been asked multiple times, so here's a video to answer it. Those that know me well are aware that I have very little knowledge about different clients and their features. So today, I'm going to try all the main ones and tell you my opinions about them. Just a small disclaimer, I'm in no way a professional Minecrafter, so all of these views come from a player who's never used a client in his life. As a matter of fact, the only reason I'm making this video is because Hypixel gave me a nice little message when I logged on today, saying my version of Minecraft was going to be discontinued. So as to find a replacement for my beautiful 1.16, I'll be trying out all different clients with an open mind. And yes, if it wasn't painful enough, I have zero practice with 1.8 PvP, so if I win any of these games, it's a good sign that the client does its job. Yep, I know it's technically not a client as such, but I need to raise awareness for this absolute beast of a mod. Many modern clients already incorporate Optifine into them, so why use it on its own? Well, for me as a casual Minecraft player, it was the easiest to download, and I'm the most used to the way it works. Although it lacks several fancy features a PvP client may have, this is my preferred version to use. The main features it includes is an increased frame rate, which is good for people with lower spec PCs, and shader support for when you want your PC to be a barbecue. Even though I don't technically know if it counts as a client, if I were to give it a rating, it would be a 3 out of 5. Although it's not the greatest on its own, it's essential when used alongside other mods. I'm personally used to how the PvP feels when using only Optifine, but I know that not everyone feels this way. Okay, so this is where it really begins. Labyrinth is the first client I've used before in Minecraft, and I was pretty surprised at how well it incorporates into the game. Personally, I really like Labyrinth's design, and for my lack of client experience, it was definitely a surprise. The first thing that stuck out to me is the extensive list of features that Labyrinth offers, all of which can be found on the in-game add-ons panel. Some of these include a GUI and keystrokes editor, item physics, custom hitboxes, and even voice chat support. The only negative from my experience is that it was somewhat awkward to install the jar version of the client, so keep this in mind if you're considering using Labyrinth. Now onto the important stuff. How did the PvP feel? At first, as I'm not particularly used to 1.8 PvP, it was difficult to adapt, but after getting the hang of it, I was able to win more games than I usually would be able to. Granted, I'm not the greatest player anyway. And for those who prefer a more modern PvP approach, surprisingly Labyrinth offers 1.16 support. There is also a shop for cosmetics, but this is nowhere near as extensive as some of the other clients I've seen before. Overall, I really did like Labyrinth. I'll rate the PvP a solid 4 squids out of 5, as it was far superior to vanilla, however it did seem to lag occasionally. Customization, definitely a 5 out of 5. If you want a feature, they most likely already have it in the add-ons panel. Ease of installation, probably about 3 out of 5. As I said, it was a bit confusing for a first time installer, but I'm sure if you're used to this sort of stuff, you'll be fine. Overall, it's probably a 4 out of 5. It's a great client for people wanting to get into Minecraft PvP, it's lightweight and very rarely lags, so I definitely recommend it. Here we go, Lunar Client. Lunar Client is one of those clients that basically everyone uses. From my experience, about 80% of the lob were running Lunar at any given time, which is absolutely insane. I've had several people suggest to me to use Lunar, and I can now see why. It's just an incredibly polished client. I was previously saying how much I liked Labyrinth's design, however, Lunar has somehow improved upon that. There's a huge selection of add-ons which you can install, some of which are completely useless, but some of which provide very helpful information about the game mode you're playing. The full list of add-ons include but at the end of the day, it's up to you what you want. Another positive about Lunar Client is that it was very easy to install, and all of my servers, resource packs, and shaders were transferred to the client menu, which is incredibly helpful for those who want to switch versions. Lunar offers support for all the main versions of Minecraft, including 1.7, 1.8, 1.16, and 1.18, all of which run on my computer with several hundred FPS. The only tiny negative I have would be the cosmetics. Although I know a lot of people find them nice, I personally prefer a much less microtransaction-y experience. Granted, you can turn them off, I decided not to, as there's no better feeling than wrecking someone who probably spent several £100 on a single cosmetic. The PvP was smooth, and I didn't experience any issues at all with both the 1.8 and 1.16 versions on Hypixel. If we're gonna continue this scoreboard thing, I'd rate Lunar PvP a 5 out of 5. It was amazing. It was smooth, and I was able to combo people with ease. I was also able to run several demanding shaders with very little frame loss. For customization, it's another 5 out of 5. It's really good at providing all the necessary features you would need in Minecraft PvP, and I was not missing a single feature I thought it needed. It was incredibly easy to install, with my only negative being the cosmetics. Overall, I'd say Lunar is by far a 5 out of 5. I would definitely recommend this to people, both sweaty and not, as it's a great alternative to regular Minecraft. Finally, Badlion. Badlion was probably the first Minecraft client I heard of when I first started playing the game, so it's definitely very well known. With over 6 million downloads, it's no surprise it's enjoyed by the community. However, with my brief experience using it, it was not great. Look, I'm not saying Badlion is bad, as I have several friends who use it competitively, but for me, it did not suit my playstyle. From my experience, it took the longest to download. But like the other ones, there's a large list of add-ons available for installation with just a few clicks. I have no doubt that you'll be able to customize it to suit your needs. However, there was not one thing which set Badlion apart from any other client. The menu system was clumsy and was regularly difficult to navigate. But the main positive for Badlion was the amount of frames I was able to achieve. It's clearly a very, very powerful client, and this was demonstrated by the longer loading times. When put into comparison between both Lunar and Labyrinth, Badlion was able to achieve far superior frame rates, and I can see why this would be a benefit for users with lower spec PCs. I was able to PvP fairly well and won most fights, but for me Badlion is definitely not a client I could see myself using in the future, due to the substantial flaws in the menu and general feel. I would not recommend Badlion, even though it is definitely an improvement on regular Minecraft. It's not executed very well. Overall, I'd rate it a 2 out of 5. As I said, I did not particularly enjoy using it, but I definitely urge you to give it a go, if you're at least somewhat interested. So, that's it. I would just like to emphasize once again that these are my opinions and come from a very small amount of experience using each client. Overall, Lunar scored best, with 5 out of 5, closely followed by Labyrinth with 4, Optimised with 3, and Badlion with 2. If you do have any criticisms or features that I missed, be sure to leave them in the comments, as I read every single one, and it helps with the algorithm. Talking about the algorithm, if you did enjoy the video, be sure to give it a like. If you disliked it, give it a dislike. But if you really enjoyed it, feel free to subscribe. Anyways, I've been BitSquidd, have a great rest of your day/night, and I'll see you in the future. Goodbye.